On Saturday, Australians will choose between Prime Minister Scott Morrison's centre-right Liberal National Coalition and opposition leader Bill Shorten's left-leaning Labor Party. Morrison has been Prime Minister for less than a year after a Liberal Party purge saw him replace Malcolm Turnbull as leader last August. This will be his first election as the leader of the coalition. Shorten, a former union boss, has led the Labor Party for 5.5 years. He contested the 2016 election and lost. Also in the mix are a handful of minor parties and independent candidates. The Greens are the largest of these, with 10 current members of Parliament. It sits on the left of the political spectrum, with policies focusing on social justice and the environment. On the far right, Pauline Hanson's One Nation party is anti-immigration and doesn't believe in human-induced climate change. Fraser Anning's new Conservative National Party is further right still. Its racist and Islamophobic views have made international headlines, and its leader is probably best known as the guy who got egged after blaming Muslim migration for the New Zealand mosque terror attack. Most Australian elections centre on the economy, and this one is no different. Economic growth has slowed and wage growth is stagnant. Many Australians can't afford to buy a house. Nonetheless, economists point out that unemployment remains low and there's no imminent threat of a recession.
In one sense, the campaign is business as usual for the major parties, talking about tax, how you're going to pay for things, the economy.
The coalition government is talking up its budget surplus and its promise to bring down national debt.
Reckless spending is not a vision, Australians. It's a burden on current and future generations.
On the other hand, the Labor Party wants to increase spending in several areas, including education, health, foreign aid and the arts. Large parts of Australia's east coast are affected by drought, which has focused voter attention on issues of water, climate and energy. Scott Morrison's government thinks it's doing enough.
When we came to government, we were over 700 million tonnes behind in meeting those Kyoto targets. We've turned that around, and by the 2020 target timetable, we will have exceeded that by 369 million tonnes.
But a recent poll found 59% of voters say Labor would do a better job at managing Australia's response to climate change, and the Labor Party is capitalising on it.
The chaos within the Liberal National Government is out of control, but it's nothing compared to the chaos of a Morrison-Palmer One Nation government.
It plans to penalise industry's heaviest polluters and get more Australians driving electric cars. And it's promised 50% of electricity will come from renewable energy by 2030.
See, we understand that if we don't take action now, the cost to our kids will be greater. If we don't invest in renewables now, someone else will get the jobs, someone else will get the technology.
Australia is one of the few countries with compulsory voting, and more than 90% of eligible Australians are expected to cast their ballot in this election. But many people, especially young Australians, remain disengaged.
We are sick of the governments, we are sick of politics and politicians.
According to the latest opinion poll, Bill Shorten suffers from an image problem, lagging behind Scott Morrison as the public's preferred Prime Minister. However, that same poll shows Shorten's Labor Party ahead by a slim margin. So will personality or politics win on the day? Denise Savoya, The Newsmakers.